Alright guys, so this video sort of tossed together at like 3 in the morning. I procrastinated on making this video because I didn't know what to say. I kept getting flustered while talking about it. Also, I am annoyed because our dryer in my house is broken, so I was not able to wash or dry my clothes. So if I go and take a shower, I'm gonna have to put on dirty clothes, and it's like 3 in the morning, and it's getting colder out, so drying my clothes outside is difficult. Fuck. Anyway, so this video has a little bit of an element of bitchingness to it. And it's also not very well edited, because I'm sitting in a very hot room, but my room is the only one in the house that's hot, and my AC would cool off the entire house, which would piss off everyone in my family. So, I'm heavily considering jumping out my window here, but I feel like I'd regret that more than I regret making this video. So, that's a really cheery tone to start this video off on, but either way, hopefully you guys have some popcorn, because, you know, I feel like bitching's better with some extra salt. See you when I see you guys. Fuck. I was going to pull my punches in this video, but then I got a fortune cookie that says people admire your straightforward, honest nature or something like that. And so, you know what? This video is promptly titled exactly what it means and exactly how I feel. I didn't enjoy the Cold War Alpha. That doesn't mean I hated every match or that I didn't enjoy streaming it. You guys made it a lot of fun through your donations, through your jokes and your memes, and a lot of you are just friendly faces, and even if I disagree with you, you guys are super cool to me. I don't know, I like you guys. No amount of dumbassery in my live streams or in my comment section in general is going to take away how much I enjoy making content for my fans and people that actually are capable of critical thought. So, welcome to the One Boom, the channel of conceited Call of Duty opinions where I think I'm right all the time and I know you're stupid. In all seriousness though, I am not excited to talk about Call of Duty for another year, and it's not because of the franchise or the games themselves, it's honestly because the community is so fucking brain dead it seems that I don't really know who I'm talking to when I make these videos. Am I talking to a 13-year-old or a fucking 23-year-old? Because if some of you are 23, I'm scared that you're able to vote. So the only thing I'm able to share in this video is my experience and my time with the alpha. I really can't share yours or give a shit about yours. Mine isn't better than yours, my experience that is, but it's not exactly something that's comparable. So if you guys have the same experience as me or a different experience, let me know down below. Just know that one doesn't equal the other out. By the way, any content creator or pro player or streamer, whatever, anyone who is online trying to convince you that skill-based matchmaking's in the game without any evidence, without any testing, and they're throwing a fit over it, they're stirring a common consensus pot. They don't respect you as a viewer, they're intellectually dishonest, and I just want to say that because shout out to the people that actually go out and test these things and look for data and get sample sizes and aren't like me. You see, I can talk about my experience with matchmaking in Call of Duty all day, but making a definitive statement about how it works for everybody or how it works in the game would be idiotic for me to do. The only thing I am self-assured about, the only thing that strokes my ego is that I'm okay with not knowing and admitting that I don't know. Moving on. So the Cold War Alpha started off on a bad foot with me from the get-go because I had to play with a DualShock 4. I don't like the DualShock 4. I'm holding it right now as I'm talking, and I don't like the way it feels. I don't have a higher right stick because I got control freaks that are better for, you know, third-person action adventure games. I didn't get any control freaks that are better for FPS games and shooters. I have been playing with a raised right stick on an Xbox controller since 2013. I have been playing with an Elite controller on my Xbox One since 2017 with control freaks on it, so it is definitely hard for me to go from that, where all my muscle memory is, to a different game with a different controller. Also, there is a problem where Cold War doesn't have the linear response curve option, which is what I've been playing with in Modern Warfare, and it doesn't have precision aim assist. So I was dealing with more aim assist rotation than I like. I like it when I have to aim at the person and then I get some slowdown. I like that way more than the standard Call of Duty aim assist where it rotates around and it moves your crosshairs when you're in close quarters. I find that to be kind of distracting and irritating. So yeah, having to play with a response curve setting that isn't linear and an aim assist setting that I haven't been using in Modern Warfare really threw me off as well. So, zero muscle memory going into this brand new game that I've never played, so I'm learning maps, weapons, the overall flow of everything, all of the equipment, I'm trying to think of things to review, learning a new controller, and all while the game doesn't look very good. Assets-wise, the game looks fine, it looks current gen at least, but the problem is the resolution. The resolution on the PS4 Pro reminded me of playing Call of Duty Ghosts or Advanced Warfare on the original Xbox One. somewhere between 720p and 1080p, but it never felt higher than that. The game looked incredibly fuzzy. It was ugly to look at. It was hard to make out targets in the distance. It just looked like 720p garbage on the 12v12 maps. If I tried to use a sniper scope and aim in the distance, it felt like I was getting hit markers on blobs. And hit markers brings me into my next topic, Gunsmith. Yeah, bad segue, but either way, Gunsmith was, it was something. I can't judge Gunsmith from the alpha because Gunsmith is about having a plethora of options, having option paralysis because of how many things you can do to your gun. So without any conversion kits, without anything new to play with, it was like, okay, do I want longer range? Do I want this optic? Do I want better aim walking movement speed? Do I want to aim down sight faster? It was run-of-the-mill COD stuff. It didn't even feel like Gunsmith in comparison to Modern Warfare because of how limiting it was. So yeah, not really too keen to talk about Gunsmith in this video. We're going to talk about that later, probably after the game comes out, because again, what can I say? Yeah, I was able to put an attachment on my gun and I was able to aim down sight with it. Crazy, right? Whatever. Aim down sight faster, I mean. I'm flustered. When it came to the overall gunplay, I had a lot of problems with phantom bullets where I would start shooting somebody and suddenly just stop getting hit markers. Just like my subscriber here sent in this clip. You know, this is basically what I was dealing with on and off throughout the life cycle. Even with enemies running directly at me, I just feel like sometimes I wasn't getting a hit marker. Also, it has that really irritating Treyarch signature thing where I'm aiming at somebody and I'm shooting them and they win their gunfight, fair enough to them, but the game hasn't taken me out of the first person perspective yet, so it looks like I'm just standing there, aiming at them, holding my trigger, not getting any hit markers, and then I die. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but this game did that a lot for me in the alpha, where it looked like my last several bullets just went into the ether. Multiple times in the alpha, when I'd lose a gunfight, I had to just take a deep breath and remind myself that I'm going to be streaming Super Mario 3D All-Stars on my second channel in the days to come. By the way, subscribe to Boom's Backlog, link will be in the description. Overall, I don't think the time to kill is a good choice for Call of Duty. I didn't mind the time to kill in Black Ops 4, and I definitely need to adapt to it in Cold War before I say anything really else on this subject. But this is obviously my alpha review, my alpha impressions. I really can't review the full game yet. Sorry. But when it comes down to it, a longer time to kill is going to be more difficult for them to balance around, because when a weapon is overpowered in a fast time to kill game, everything else is still killing fast. That's how Modern Warfare 2 got the reputation for everything being overpowered. It's just sort of an Infinity Ward thing. If everything's sort of low recoil and kills really quickly, then everything feels very powerful and usable. The skill gap, unfortunately, shrinks because of the faster time to kill, but every weapon feels a lot more usable. In a game like this, with 150 health, and you have really high headshot multipliers and no flinch, a gun that out-TTKs another gun because it needs a nerf and it's a little too powerful is going to win way more often, and you're not going to be rewarded for catching a good player with an overpowered gun off guard. Then mouse and keyboard is way more precise, and going for headshots at longer ranges and mid-ranges is going to be much easier with a keyboard and mouse, so I'm not looking forward to fighting keyboard and mouse users in a game where the headshot multiplier basically makes the time to kill similar to Modern Warfare's, but the body shots are more similar to Black Ops 4's. So you're rewarded for landing headshots, but that's sort of inconsistent when people are sliding around corners and jump shotting like they do in Call of Duty. Going for headshots isn't always the easiest option. As much as I'd love to say just aim for the head, it's just simply not always doable. This will also make concussion grenades a lot more powerful because if you're not wearing tac mask, because yes, sometimes you won't be, I'm sorry, I don't know why people say just run tac mask, there are other perks in the game. Either way, getting concussion when you can't move, they will even have an easier time shooting you in the head and getting that really fast time to kill. Because of this headshot multiplier, because of the longer time to kill, I don't want to be spending 400 milliseconds trying to kill somebody with something. I'm not fucking around. So if I'm going to use a gun in the game, it's going to be whatever is the most meta gun in the game, because I need to shrink that time to kill as fast as humanly possible, as often as humanly possible. That is a lot more prevalent in a longer time to kill game compared to a fast time to kill game where everyone feels like even if they're using an underpowered weapon, it's still doable. Why do you think so many people tell me that I'm wrong for saying the SCAR is a bad gun in Modern Warfare? The SCAR is a bad gun in Modern Warfare, but it's still usable, of course. Modern Warfare has an incredibly fast time to kill, and the SCAR can two-shot headshot, but it's not as competitive as an M4, it's not as competitive as a Kilo or an MP5, and that's just the sad truth. Either way, it's something I need to adapt to and learn, but during my time in the alpha, I didn't like the time to kill. The headshot multiplier made my time to kill and time to die feel wildly inconsistent. Sometimes it just felt like I got melted, even though there was no headshot indicator. when I was killed. They probably mixed in a headshot in the gunfight at one point, and it just completely lost it for me. So yeah, some gunfights went by really quickly, some were really slow and kind of nice. I like it when a longer time to kill game doesn't immediately punish me for getting tapped in the head by potentially what is my enemy's recoil. I don't know. I don't think the longer time to kill is a good option. Also, fighting multiple opponents that are attacking you both at once is going to be quite a bit harder unless you're landing those headshots. But if they're both aiming at you, you have just less chances of winning. I don't know. It's not impossible, but it's just something I'm not looking forward to after playing Modern Warfare for so long. Learning it's going to be a pain in the ass, but I am willing to give it a shot. I didn't like that everybody had lethals and tacticals. I don't like that the shotguns are secondaries in a game that has a gunsmith system. If they add a perk that allows you to pull out your secondary faster, something like fast hands, then what's going to happen is people are going to get into a gunfight, run around a corner because they're injured, and fast swap to a semi-automatic shotgun that has 5 attachments, and we don't even know what all of the attachments are going to do on the SPAS 12. And the thing about Gunsmith is that you can really break weapons by putting 5 attachments on them, and a certain combination can make them very deadly. So people fast swapping to semi-automatic shotguns is not something I'm excited to have happen. I really hope they make shotguns primaries, or maybe just remove them from the game entirely, because subverting close range gunfights with hipfire is garbage. What did I like in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War's Alpha? Is the question that might be on your mind. Boom, you're being awfully negative. What do you like about the game? Okay. I liked ziplining, I liked jet skis, I liked snowmobiles, and that was it. Those were the only things that stood out to me as interesting additions to the COD formula that I'm excited to play around with. The rest of the game felt weird. Satellite felt imbalanced, Miami felt too big, Moscow, communist map, felt fine, but it was also very cookie cutter, kind of boring in the end. It was very much so a Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4-esque map. It reminded me of a COD World War II map even. It was just very bland, it was very flavorless to me. It was, I think, one of the better designed maps for 6v6, but it wasn't interesting. It doesn't sell me on the game, it doesn't make me excited to play the game again. Armada and the wintry, snowy forest map, okay, those maps I had some fun with. But the combat felt inconsistent and weirdly sparse, and getting attack boated and tanked was annoying. And one of the other issues with Cold War, at least for me, is that, you know, it gives me some Black Ops 1 nostalgia, but there's nothing surrounding the game's style and aesthetic that really interests me. Modern Warfare was the first AAA modern day shooter, like sort of centered around being tactical and acting all operatory, and I really liked that. That's one of my favorite things in gaming. We haven't really had that since Modern Warfare 3, Call of Duty Ghosts, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, and so that tactical, sort of, you know, tactical, pseudo-realistic military stuff, it was cool seeing that with photorealism at that resolution on my Xbox One X, and how smooth it ran. It was a very fun experience. It really sold itself just on its appearance, its details, its animations, its styling was very, very good. Modern Warfare is a flawed game, like every Call of Duty is, and I have torn it apart piece by piece on this channel since it's come out, and I'm not going to pretend it's perfect. But it had this thing around it. It sort of brought back a lot of classic Call of Duty elements that I really enjoyed and that I really missed. Then we have the score streak system in Modern Warfare, which I'm going to cover in a different video, because much like the minimap in Modern Warfare, it wasn't broke, don't fix it, is sort of my thinking. I didn't like the score streak system either, so more negativity coming to a channel near you. Again, don't take this video super seriously. Please don't become emotionally invested in some random asshole's opinions on the internet. Just let me share my opinions on my channel in peace. Who am I kidding? I made a COD video.